In three, two, one. Hello and welcome back to the JP Podcast, episode number 2. If you are unfamiliar with the show's format, we just free talk about life, talk about things that are happening in the news, things that you want to talk about. Comment down below if you want. I'm here to just voice my honest opinion, my honest thoughts, shoot the shit, and drink some wine. Yay! Wine. It's the best drink. Red wine, in my opinion, is the best drink to have after a heavy, meaty meal I just had. I had some hamburger meat that I cooked up just now, and I'm just gonna take some red wine here to just help me burn all that meat off. By the way, if you're wondering what is my favorite alcohol or what's the best alcohol in my opinion, first of all, let me turn on some tropical island beach ambient sound for you. In my opinion, red wine in particular, sweet Chilean wine is my favorite to drink, alcoholic drink overall. Why? Because it's cheap, it's delicious, and I can get a huge bottle at my liquor store for like $12 Canadian. So that's a good deal in my opinion. Go for it. And you're wondering, is there any difference between like expensive wines versus cheap wines? No, there isn't. I've tasted, I've paid for, I've tried, I've sampled expensive wine, red wine, from who knows where. There is not much difference, in my opinion. In my opinion. Once you get drunk, you lose all your senses. You don't really care where it's from. But at least you could know that if you're starting with a cheap Chilean wine, then yeah, it's not going to hurt your wallet. You can drink safely and not worry about the repercussions after. Now, what about whiskey? Or other alcohols? It's like soju, beer, tequila. Let me give you my analysis. If I'm socializing with other people in public setting, beer is the best drink overall. Okay, beer brings people together. Okay, if you're drinking beer alone, there's something wrong with that formula. Okay, when I'm alone, when I'm thinking, or when I'm just conversing with someone like you one on one, specifically a girl, red wine is always the best option. White wine is just too sweet, in my opinion. It has more calories. We all know that. More sugar. So white wine, if you're having fish, which is what I rarely eat these days. I eat meat, red meat. So red meat paired with red wine, excellent, classic combination. Okay, and yeah, if you're on a date, red wine. It's always red wine. You don't have beer with a date. And that's later on when you're a couple. When you've settled in as a couple, boyfriend and girlfriend for many years, then you start drinking beer. You know, once you're getting acquainted, red wine. Red wine. It's just so fancy, formal. It just suits every occasion. You know, rich or poor, whatever background you're from, red wine. Now, what about whiskey? I've tried whiskey. I've tried particularly Irish whiskey, Jameson whiskey, and all that, and also like Japanese whiskey. To me, I just don't have a taste. I don't have an affinity for whiskey. I know like a lot of businessmen, they love drinking that whiskey, but to me, I put the ice in it. It's okay. But, I just don't see myself drinking that, long term when I'm alone, like at work or something. Like, you picture that, right? You picture like a guy in a suit in his office drinking whiskey late at night with a chunk of ice. I tried it. Doesn't fit me. Plus whiskey is a lot more expensive than wine, and you get more bang for your buck with wine compared to whiskey. Whiskey, you have to dilute it, or you can drink it like without water. I don't know. You gotta minimalize. I just don't like that concept. I like having a full glass of red wine, just like my water. Okay, it's good enough for Jesus. Good enough for me. Soju, I stay the hell away from soju at all costs, okay? If you like soju, good for you. But for me, that's like drinking jet fuel, okay? Gasoline. My brain is wrecked the next day. I can't function at all. I have to sleep the next day. So I can't go to work. I can't do anything productive the next day. Same with tequila. Big mistake. Every time I've had tequila, I went overboard and just paid the price. Couldn't function for the next 2 or 3 days. Tequila is even worse for me, okay? So I stay the hell away from tequila. So for me, it's red wine if I'm with a girl or on a date or just by myself talking to you, being casual like we are now, or if I'm with a group of people socializing with guys and girls and all that, beer. The local beer, whatever's the local beer on tap, particularly. So, for example, if I'm in Korea, I'm gonna drink the local tap, the Korean beer. I'm not gonna drink imported beer or anything unless it's some sort of special venue. No, I'm gonna drink the local beer from your local country if I'm visiting. That's for sure. So if I'm in Thailand, for example, I'll drink Thai beer. My favorite is Tiger beer, by the way. Okay, so I like some girl got me onto Tiger beer. That's why, and it just stuck with me ever since. So every time I go to Thailand, I always make sure to drink Tiger beer with people around me. Okay. If I'm in Korea, then I'll drink Max or Height, whatever other beers are out there local. And that's the best way to get to know a country is by drinking the local beer with the local people, and you make local friends. That's a pro tip for you. Okay. So. In this podcast, we're just going to go through a few topics that I have written down here. The first topic, what we need to get over with is smartphones, okay? This is a real serious problem for today's generation. For me, it's not a problem. But for the people around me, I really sense the world is shifting. And it's not just here in Canada. It's in other countries around the world, okay? It's getting really bad. Really bad. I'll give you an example. Yesterday I was at the gym. And all these people that I saw look like this. They look like this douchebag. Or this dickwad. This asshole. Or this bro. All of these people at the gym are doing this. They're not working out. I'm the one, if you had a CCTV camera installed and you were watching the whole gym from a bird's eye view, you would see me like going around all over the gym, working my ass off for more than an hour straight with no breaks, nothing. Just non-stop, okay? It's high intensity interval training, I call it, okay? You just keep going. You keep your heart rate elevated by just keep working out. You don't stop. You don't take a break. But everyone around me looked like this idiot or that idiot. This motherfucking idiot. And you know the funny thing is, the ironic thing is, there's a huge sign in the gym that says, do not take phone calls or use your smartphone in the gym. It's plastered on the walls. And nobody's following it, and the weight attendant is not enforcing it. So I give the weight attendant a really dirty look. I say, I'm pointing daggers at her because she's not doing her job. She's just sitting at her desk, pretending to look busy on her computer, and everyone around me is doing this. This is not working out. This is called loitering. Okay? How high is your heart rate if you're doing this at the bench or on a treadmill? There are people, I kid you not, I was running on the treadmill, running, okay, mind you, consistently for about 20 minutes. The person beside me looked like this kid here that you see on the screen. What was he doing? He was texting and walking, and then he would text for like 5 minutes, and then he would put his phone down and then rev up the speed where he was jogging for less than 60 seconds. And then he quit, put the treadmill speed down to like a walking pace and go back to his texting. And he did this like 10 times while I was just consistently running beside him. So for me, I was listening to for like 1 minute, and then that was his cardio. Text, and then run for less than 60 seconds, and then go back to texting. And there was a girl on the cycling machine, a guy on a bench doing this, doing that. There was one girl, she looked like this one. Yeah, I kid you not, I see this a lot now. There was one girl yesterday, I was clocking her, okay? I was monitoring her in the corner of my eye. She was doing this 90% of her workout. I kid you not, because we both entered the gym at the same time, right? So I took note. How much time did she spend working out versus playing with her phone? And she was about 90% doing this wherever she was, wherever station she was positioned at. Sitting on the leg curl like that, sitting at the bench like that, sitting at the squat rack like that, taking like little selfie pictures like stealth so nobody notices. One of these days I'm gonna just lose it, drink lots of wine, and just fucking yell at everyone at the gym. So here's my plan. I see myself building my own gym. I'm serious. I see myself building my own gym where I set my own rules, and the first rule will be you cannot step foot to this gym with a smartphone. Okay, you have to lock your smartphone in the lockers over there, which we will place free of charge. Okay, so you can lock it up, take a key out. Okay, there's no coins involved, and you can play with your smartphone in the office area, or the waiting lounge area, or, the bathroom area, whatever. Okay, but once you take one step onto the gym itself, you are on holy ground. And with this holy ground, you cannot bring your smartphone. And I know what you're thinking. Oh my God, I use my smartphone just to track my fitness. Oh, Justin, I use my smartphone to listen to music. There are ways around this. It's called disconnecting from all of that bullshit. You don't need a fitness app. You want to track your heart rate? Why don't you start tracking the sweat that's dripping down your forehead instead? That's a little bit more accurate than you just playing with your smartphone. Because everybody that I see that gives me that excuse, that bullshit excuse, I'm tracking my fitness with my smartphone, or I have to listen to music with a smartphone. What are they doing? It takes you like less than like 5 seconds to switch songs or to turn on your fitness app and just let it be. If you need instructions, then you should have taken a class beforehand or been trained beforehand. Okay, the gym is there to put action from theory. It's like, do your study and then apply it into the gym. You don't study while you're at the gym. That's what I would say. And anybody that I see that uses a fitness app or play music on their smartphones, they spend way too long onto their smartphone and they get distracted and they're checking their social media and all that bullshit. It happens every time. I can clock. I should bring my stopwatch. Clock how long it takes for someone to use their smartphone and then put it away and then start working out again. It's such a distraction. And I know a lot of people are thinking, "Oh, Justin, you're such a hater," or "Justin, this is the way it is these days." Well, yeah, for some people, and for some others, it's not. I don't bring a smartphone. I don't need to listen to music, or I don't need to track my fitness on an app. I bring a portable MP3 player with me if I want to listen to music or podcasts. I bring a towel so I can wipe the drench off my forehead after every workout. That's how I track my fitness. And the people who are saying, "Oh, I need to take an important phone call, or I need to make sure I have to be on watch and all that." You can't. You're not that important, okay? You can set aside 1 hour of your daily routine away from the smartphone and just focus, concentrate on making your body work with you. You know what I mean? And I think that a lot of people that are addicted to smartphones have a real lack of respect for their environments, wherever they are. You know, there will be a tipping point when people start texting and playing with their smartphones at church. When that day comes, then, yeah, people will raise their voices maybe. But to me, every place that I go to, public, has to have some form of respect, in my opinion. You know, you show up to the church, you show up to the gym, you show up to the library, you show up to the movie theater. Put your smartphone away. You know, you're in a public area. You're there to do something aside from texting or playing with your smartphone. To me, the only time someone should be playing or texting is when they are by themselves. For example, in the bathroom, at home, somewhere that's not public. I think like playing with smartphones is the same as like masturbating, okay? You don't masturbate in public. So why do you do it in the gym? Why do you do it at the library? Why do you do it in the movie theater? Why do you do it in the mall? Why do you do it at work? Why do you do it here and there? Okay? All of these idiots at the gym, I just wonder how much gains they're losing being addicted to their smartphone, doing this habit. And it's not just North America, okay? I've seen this everywhere around the world. Every gym that I've spent time in, I see this habit everywhere. And it's such a drain. It's so unproductive, you know? So, I'm going to really talk to the wait attendant and tell that guy or girl to do his or her job and get these people off their smartphones, because I'm just going to lose it. You know, you've probably noticed that I spend my time in and out of gyms because I can't stand this kind of behavior. I quit gyms because of this behavior. You know, I just don't like seeing people that are like this around me when I'm working my butt off at the gym. It's really unmotivating to see this kind of behavior. Very disrespectful, you know? The gym, treat it like a church. Okay, respect it. It's a holy ground. It's like the only time of day where we can cut all the bullshit, don't need to talk, actions speak louder than words. It's all action in the gym, you know? So there are one or two ways of me in this scenario. I either quit the gym and go to a boxing gym or MMA gym, or I just work out on my own outdoors. And I'll tell you why. You'll never see this bullshit in a boxing gym. You'll never see this bullshit in an MMA gym. Can you imagine sparring with someone with gloves, shin pads, in a ring, playing with their smart? Oh, hold on, bro. I gotta check my text. That shit is inexcusable. You know? That's what I like about boxing gyms or MMA gyms, is that you'll never see this kind of bullshit behavior. Especially girls in yoga pants. That shit does not work. Does not apply. The trouble with boxing gyms and MMA gyms is that and BJJ gyms is that they're very expensive. The tuition fees are like $200 a month, which is pretty high. But you get to mingle with a really cool crowd, cool group of people, in my opinion. You'll meet firefighters, policemen, bodyguards, security, you know, guys who walk the walk, you know, who study these for their work or their line of work, or this bullshit. This guy would be fucking choked out of his mind. People are doing this in a BJJ gym, rolling. So people who fight or participate in fighting or martial arts, they understand the concept of respect. You know, this kind of behavior is not acceptable in those areas. That's for sure. And if I train by myself, I've done that before too. You know, I can run outside, go work out outside. I'll work out at home. I've done it before. I can do that again. And I just can't stand this anymore. You know, you're really leaving yourself vulnerable to attack once you're doing this in public and with headphones on too. At any moment, someone could sucker punch you, just attack you from behind, and you wouldn't even notice because you're too distracted. That's the sad part. These people leave themselves vulnerable to attack when you're being distracted. Don't be distracted. Okay, keep your guard up. I'm always alert when I'm in public. I don't know what's going to happen. Bomb's going to go off. Someone's going to attack me. Someone's going to try to jump me, rob me, approach me from an area that I can't see. I always have to keep my eyes and ears open. That's how I see it. The world is not a safe place. It's not as safe as you think. But yeah, to be continued. Smartphone problems. The easiest solution that I can give you for today is to leave your smartphone at home before you go to the gym. Don't bring your smartphone. You don't need a fitness app. Save some money. You don't need to track your heart rate. If you must, bring a heart rate monitor if you have to. I've never had to bring one. I had never had my clients wear one when I was personal training them. That stuff just goes out the window. I mean, if you're a really analytical person, like you're training for the Olympics, yeah, maybe you might need that stuff. But you're going to be in a totally different league. If you're just an average person who works an office job or a day job, like all these peasants, yeah, you don't need a fitness app. You don't need to bring your smartphone. Just bring a portable MP3 player, a bottle of water, and just a determination, okay? That's all I have to say about that. Anyways, moving on. I saw the movie Parasite. And if you don't know what Parasite is...
Parasite was directed by Bong Joon-ho and tells the story of a down-on-their-luck family that takes a special interest in a very wealthy family. Everyone in this family is unemployed, and slowly but surely, they find a way to all get jobs working for this...
Oh, boy. Yeah. If you don't know who this guy is, Chris Stuckman. I like his reviews. He's a very casual guy. He's not full of shit like other reviewers. I just want to point out this toilet here. Since I spent many years in Korea, this is the grossest, this is the real third world toilet in Korea. Like, if you have to get up steps to take a shit, you're really struggling in Korea. I've seen those toilets. I've tried those toilets. They're usually in like ghetto houses, like really old houses, cheap, like sub-basement like level, so underground like this family does. It's a nightmare, okay? When I see that, it brings back memories here, like, oh God. It's a nightmare. I used to live in one of these houses here, like you see. Like, it's a sub-basement. It always stinks. There's all sorts of how can I say, moss, like just bacteria on the walls that collects, and it just stinks. It's like rotting. Like the whole room is rotting. And you can't do anything about it. I mean, because there's so much moisture that develops in these basement level like apartments. It was a nightmare for me. All my clothes collected, like, just had moss. Like, my suits, like, it was such a nightmare for me. I remember. Like, my suits, they were covered in plastic, and there was, like, this moss bacteria developing, like, patches of them everywhere. All my clothes, and no matter how much I washed, it's just the moisture that you have to deal with. in this environment, and that smell gets to you. It clings to your skin. When you leave the house, people can smell you, and it was mentioned in this movie as well.
All get jobs working for this wealthy family in very private positions. A driver, a housekeeper, a tutor. And the whole time this other family has no idea that all of these people are related and scamming them. But when something rather unexpected happens, it changes both of these families' lives forever. Movies! God damn it, movies are back! This is such a good year for film already. With The Lighthouse and now Parasite, I feel very restored. My faith in film has returned. This is a wonderful movie. And
Okay, so I saw this movie just yesterday, and I have to say it is a good movie because there's a very surprising twist near the second half of the movie that you won't see it coming. It's like a curveball. And it just shocked me when I saw it. So, if you're wondering, should you see this movie? Yes, you should. It's a good movie. I can see why he likes this movie as well. It's because it deals with, poor versus rich people, how they live, how they survive. It's a good story overall. But the twist is what really makes this movie great. And I would compare this movie to very similar kind of feeling to Old Boy. If you saw Old Boy, that Korean movie, that's a really good movie too. I think there's a twist in that movie as well. Anyways, yeah, I definitely recommend that you check out Parasite. But it's not as great as another movie that I saw recently, which is called A Prayer Before Dawn. If you don't know what it is, look it up. Prayer Before Dawn. It was made in 2017. And this movie is based on a real life guy that spent time in a Thai jail. This guy here, yeah, my God. This is the movie, movie poster. Very good movie. This movie is much better than Parasite in my opinion. Okay, I can't believe I didn't hear about this movie until now. It was made in 2017, like I said. This movie reminds me of Shawshank Redemption and The Fighter. Yeah. Oh no, not The Fighter. Warrior, yeah, with Tom Hardy. Yeah. If you like Warrior and if you like Shawshank Redemption, you'll love this movie. It's like Shawshank 2.0 or Warrior 2.0. And I can relate to a lot that happens in the story because, I spent a lot of time in Thailand, and the sounds, sights, and just seeing what he went through. Oh man, it's heartbreaking. Okay, so Parasite is a good movie. It's a funny story. I laughed a few times. Because
despite so many great films in his career already, like Memories of Murder, The Host, Mother, Snowpiercer, Okja, this might actually...
I didn't see this movie.
Memories of Murder, The Host.
I saw The Host. I thought The Host was a very interesting movie, but it didn't stick with me.
Mother, Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer I saw, and it was interesting. This director has very interesting movies. Okay, they're not like great movies in my opinion, but they're interesting ideas. Okay, my definition of a great movie is like something that I just can't stop watching. Like I have to watch it again. Okay, if you have that feeling, like, oh my God, what did I just see? I've never seen this before, or I have to see this movie again, or I have to rewatch it again. That's how I tell is what makes a great movie. Snowpiercer, The Host, Parasite doesn't make me want to watch it again. not as compared to like Shawshank Redemption or A Prayer Before Dawn. Like when I saw this movie, I had to see it again immediately. I had to rewatch it. Like this movie is just hit me. It's that kind of movie. You know? So definitely, if you have 2 movies to watch tonight, I definitely recommend, yeah, this is the guy, Billy Moore, this guy. Fuck. Just amazing story. Yeah, check out A Prayer Before Dawn and Parasite. 2 awesome movies. Another movie that made me rewatch again and again and again, Inception. My God, I remember watching that movie in the movie theaters, and I was just blown away. Just never saw anything like it. You know, that when you see something that you've never seen on the screen, that's just a really good sign. It's a good movie. Like, I've never seen anything like this before. Yeah, I saw Inception so many times. It's such a great movie. Matrix is another one, of course. But yeah, Parasite, Snowpiercer, it's okay. Speaking of Thailand, since Prayer Before Dawn took place in Thailand, it's wintertime. And every winter I contemplate whether I should go to Thailand again. Spend my winters there. Winters in Canada are just awful. It's just dark, cold, and depressing. I don't know where you're from in the world, but I do not like spending winters in Canada or the rest of the seasons. Canada is overhyped, okay? In my opinion. I've lived here my entire life. I don't know why people get this concept like Canada is like a haven for, it's a paradise. It's not. Maybe if you're a third world refugee, you're trying to escape from a cruel dictatorship, yeah, Canada is heaven for you. But for someone who's lived here their entire lives, Canada has a lot of problems. And I would say winters are really just a low point for Canada. I don't recommend anybody to live here, especially during winter. So every wintertime, I look for places to stay abroad for, like, for example, 1 to 3 months, and hopefully a warm climate. So, for example, Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam. Who knows? Korea. Here's the thing. Korean winters are very cold. As cold as Toronto winters, people say. But I've met a few Koreans. I've spoken to Koreans that lived in Toronto, and they spent their time during winters there. And I asked them, which is colder, Toronto winters or Korean winters? And they always say Toronto winters are colder. Maybe it's because of the wind. I don't know. But yeah, Koreans winters are brutal. But the fun thing about Korea is stuff like this.
Okja, and get water out of their room.
You know, sometimes when I'm living in Korea, I feel like I'm living in a movie like this.
Through the window because it's clever. And it's intelligent because it respects.
So there's something that Canada lacks that Korea has abundance of is excitement. Asia in general, excitement, I would say. So I'm deciding right now where I should pack up my bags and travel to. So if you have a suggestion, yeah, leave a comment down below. But yeah, Thailand. It's always on my radar. And who better to film Thailand than this guy, Bangkok 112. So if you don't know who this guy is, he's a British guy, obviously, by the way he speaks. All he does is film himself walking. No narration, no comments, just him walking. Funny thing about his videos is that I know what his strategy is. What he does is he films usually red light districts of Thailand. So it's usually Cowboy Tanana. Okay, if you don't know what Thailand or Bangkok, Cowboy Tanana is basically the red light district of Bangkok. Okay, that's where all the sexpats go or hang out, to get laid, or see girls on stage. And it's a place that I avoid entirely. I kid you not, the girl I was dating at the time, she dragged me to see Nana, this place here on the screen. I didn't want to, but she wanted me to see it. So I said, okay, fine. And then she walked me there, and we walked together, and my God, it looks like this, like as you can see. And what do I notice? I see a lot of overweight, fat, just like Americans and tourists like this. There's always girls, always waiting on the sides. Yeah. See, this is your typical crowd, like just a bunch of tourists hanging out. And a lot of, big rat alert. What the? I didn't catch it. But yeah, anyways, over here is Terminal 21. That mall, it's a mall, and it has a really good food court. It's worth checking out. It's a very cool theme. It's an airport theme base, and it's very popular. Locals and tourists alike. This area behind, you can see behind. So this is like a SkyTrain, as you can see right here. BTS it's called. Behind it, there's all these office and commercial buildings, and further beyond that, there's a lake, which is great for running. Like if you're a jogger, runner, it's just a beautiful lake. So I actually prefer this area here beyond the BTS compared to the red light district that you just saw. My opinion. And yeah, it's, I don't know, it's just not my style, hanging out with like all these dancers and strippers and hookers. It's for old men that, that want to pay to play. It's just not my style. I'd rather hang out with like locals that are, working and just having normal lives, and can have a tiger beer with. So so this girl here, she's blind, maybe deaf, and you see these kinds of people all around the BTSs or major traffic areas, foot traffic areas. They sing and yeah, they sing, and then you can hand out money to them. Funny thing is that they are very talented singers. Like, they have very nice voices. See, like, doesn't that sound great? Like, I think they're amazing singers. And it's sad that the government doesn't give them any assistance. But yeah, if you come across these kinds of people, I mean, yeah, give them a tip. I mean, they work hard. Compared to other beggars that just stick out their hands and don't expect anything. These people actually work hard for their money. So I'll give them that respect. And by the way, over here, you see over here, is part of Terminal 21 and the BTS. And it connects with the MRT, which is like a T-bone kind of cross section. So it's a very high traffic area. So when you're visiting Bangkok for the first time, this is like the heart of Bangkok, in my opinion. Asok. It's called Asok. And yeah, locals and tourists alike, they all like to hang out here. Shop, eat, walk around, run, work, play in the red light district, you name it. Okay, I would say this is the heart of Bangkok. Some people would say Siam. Siam is, because that's where the king is located, and that's where the palace and all that. Yeah, I can picture it that. But I would say, if I had to picture the heart of Bangkok, right smack in the middle, it would be Asok, Terminal 21, Cowboy to Nana, this area. But yeah, you would never catch me in the red light district at night. No, it's just not my style. You would catch me in the gym instead, working out, working my ass off, and then probably going on a date with the local girl or someone I met, and that's that. People make assumptions like, oh, you're going to Thailand, oh, you're going to get laid, oh, you're going to go to red light district, oh, you're going to go meet a ladyboy, Justin, ha 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 ha. That's for some people, but for not for everyone like me, I would say. So, if you've never been to Bangkok your entire life, go at least once, okay? You'll never regret it, okay? Don't go to Hawaii. Don't go to Maui. Don't go to Las Vegas. I've been to, those are lame places, okay? Bangkok is the place to be because it's cheap. Well, it used to be cheap. And you don't have to worry about spending too much money, and you can have fun, and the weather's always good, especially wintertime. You'd be so thankful when that hot air comes in once you get off that plane. But yeah, who knows where I will be this winter. Maybe Thailand, maybe somewhere else, but definitely somewhere that's warm. That's for sure. Okay, moving on. So
ever since Silent Hills got canceled,
Stranding.
I've been looking forward to Hideo's next project, and Death Stranding is finally here. So
okay, so let me give you some preface towards this game and this creator. Okay, I play video games when I was a kid, okay? And I do like video games now, actually, but I just don't have time to play them, okay? I got stuff to do, okay? I got a life to live. But I do like seeing the latest games out there. So, for example, Breath of the Wild, awesome game. Love every minute of it. I just like watching that on YouTube, seeing other people go through the game. That's awesome. Hollow Knight, another awesome game. Pretty cool. But this game, Death Stranding, I don't know. A lot of people were talking about it and say, check it out, Justin. It's awesome, and it's made by this guy named Hideo Kojima, and he made Metal Gear Solid and all that stuff. But here's the thing. I used to play Nintendo games like Super Mario, and I played a lot of Street Fighter. I played a lot of games except for the Metal Gear Solid or Metal Gear series. Okay, that was the only series that I never really played when I was growing up. I don't know why, but it just wasn't on my radar. Okay, so even though I had like a Nintendo Entertainment System, I didn't really play that game, to be honest. And seeing this guy, and I didn't have a PlayStation growing up either. I didn't get that system when I was growing up, so I didn't play the Solid series. And what I saw, like, I mean, this guy's style of video games is just, I don't know. What can I say?
I'm really happy for the guy.
You see, like,
most of the basic controls in games are, kind of the similar.
So, yeah, this is the Rad Brad. In case you didn't know, he's a very popular YouTuber that just, comments over video games that he plays. But yeah, I've been trying to watch a few episodes of him playing Death Stranding, and so far I can say that this is a really boring game. I mean, compared to other games like Breath of the Wild or Hollow Knight, this is a really boring game. This doesn't even feel like a game. And here's the problem. Here's why. The problem with this kind of format, this kind of game, is that it's not really a game. It's more like a movie. Okay, the first episode, it's all like movies and cutscenes. Okay, there's a difference. There's a fine line between watching a movie and playing a game. When I want to play a game, I want to play a game. When I want to watch a movie, I will watch a movie. But if you combine the two together, it makes it really hard for my brain to switch back and forth. It's like, do I want to swim or do I want to run? I can't do both at the same time. And this is the problem with this game and all those Metal Gear Solid games I find really boring, is because there's just too many movie scenes. It just takes me out of the game. I don't really want to play the game. I just want to watch it then. What's the point then? And so far, this game, I don't know. I don't see why people are so excited about this game. It's just a guy delivering packages on foot so far. He's got packages on his back and he's walking. That's it. And he's got ladders. Doesn't shoot anything. Doesn't have a sword like Breath of the Wild. Doesn't ride a horse. Doesn't fly. Doesn't shoot. Nothing. It's not exciting. It's just a lot of talk. Exposition. Talk. Like, I don't know why people find this game so appealing. I don't know why the people love the creator, Hideo Kojima. This is boring. He's boring. He's like, ugh. I don't know what you make of it. Maybe you like this game. I don't. This feels more like a job simulator, actually, to be honest. This feels like more like if you were to work at UPS or Amazon Prime Delivery. This is the kind of video that they would send to you to study. Okay, if you want to become a package deliverer on foot, this is the kind of training they would give you. I mean, like, this is all cutscene, like movie, more movie. Like, fuck, it's just, see, it's like nonstop movies. Movie. I want to play the game. Very little gameplay. It's just actors that are, and there's a baby, and it's just so fucking weird. See, more video, more movie. More cutscenes. I don't know why. Yeah, this is why I'm not a fanboy of any creator out there. I just base it on what I see, the work. And I can tell you that if I were to play this game, I would fall asleep within the first few seconds because there's nothing for me to do. It's just to watch these long, drawn-out cutscenes with these actors. I might as well just put on a movie instead. Okay, what's the point of having a controller in your hand for this kind of game? So, for me, this is not my type of game, to be honest. I would rather play Breath of the Wild or Hollow Knight or something like Untitled Goose Game. That's a fun game. That was the most interesting game I've seen so far to date is the Untitled Goose Game. That's really fun to watch. I saw it. I saw PewDiePie play it. That was pretty fun. Yeah, but I don't know why people like these kind of games. It's just non-stop movies. Very boring. Okay, and I saw Video Game Donkey explain the Metal Gear Solid series. Good luck. That's the problem with these Japanese creators. They get too... It's just over bloated. You know, it's very hard to find a simple story out of all of it, you know. And it's not just video games like manga or anime. I don't know. Compared to American cinema or American comics or American movies, you know, Japanese creators are just too complicated. They're just too complicated. They think too much, and they just throw so much stuff at you. It's just like it's not worth it being invested in. That's the thing. Japanese people, like, they're very creative people. Don't get me wrong. I love watching Japanese movies, anime, video games, and all that, but it can get to you over time, you know. It's like it's just too much sometimes, you know. So sometimes I just want a simple story to follow at the end of the day, or a simple game, you know, just like a plumber jumping on top of mushrooms and going down pipes. That, you know, it can be as simple as that. That would make a game enjoyable, not like this mess. So I don't know why people like this game, Death Stranding. This is so boring. I can't. I tried watching like the first 5 episodes of this, and nothing happens. It's just him walking, carrying packages. So that's my take so far. Anyways, to end this podcast, I mentioned earlier that I like two comedians. There are only two comedians that make me laugh. Dave Chappelle is one of them, and the second guy is this guy, Russell Peters. And out of the blue, he just posted like 2 new videos on his YouTube channel of stuff that I haven't seen yet. I haven't seen from his stand-up. Now, I've watched all his stand-up specials, And they're great. I mean, I grew up with that guy. You know, when he first debuted and when he got big, I was there when it happened. And he was so funny because he was so different. Because don't get me wrong, Dave Chappelle's funny guy. He's a funny guy. But Dave Chappelle makes jokes or stories that pertain to his life, right? His life growing up. Russell Peters is more of a, how can I say, a cultural ambassador or observationalist. Right? He travels the world, does comedy shows, and then he learns about other cultures. So that's the interesting thing about him is that his accents and how he makes fun of different cultures is very different compared to other comedians that, you know, they give you like this black and white scenario, right? A black guy and a white guy, black guy, white guy, black guy, white guy, black guy, white guy. It's just the same joke. I already know what the punchline is coming, you know? But Dave Chappelle, he still can spin it. He make a spin on it. The funny thing about Russell Peters is he makes fun of every culture, not just black people or white people. He makes fun of Asian people. He makes fun of Indian people. He makes fun of like all types of people that, you know, are more grounded, more everyday life. So this was funny when I first saw this.
How you doing, bro? You good? What's your name, sir? Ray. Nice to meet you, Ray. What are you, Mexican? What? Chaldean? Oh, okay. All right.
So here's the thing, right? Chaldean, you would never hear an American comedian bring up Chaldeans in his stand-up routine because like it's just not mainstream like black people, white people. Same stuff. So this is what he did.
Mesopotamia in the house. All my ancient people are here. Now you and the Assyrians, you guys got beef or are you guys okay with each other? Are you guys basically the same or? Yeah, the same. Okay. All right, good. Somebody boo. One guy from Iraq, boo! It's ours now. That's your
He's 50 years old now. Or I believe he's around 50. So he still looks good. Pretty chubby though.
lovely wife with you, Ray?
Anyways.
There's an Indian way of spelling it, isn't he? He's just like... Did you get the tattoo I told you to get? Okay, good. Gym Tan Laundry Show. Nice, way to go. That's it's like an Arab Guido. That's amazing. That's... What, bro? You know he's bothered. Watch, get him back on the screen. Watch this. Look at that vein on his forehead. That's what. That's how you know he's bothered by this. Looks like my dick when I'm excited. Look at that thing. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, he still got it. Funny guy. Anyways, if you haven't heard of Russell Peters, check him out. I think he's as good as Dave Chappelle. They both make me laugh. But I don't know. You let me know. But yeah, that's the end of our podcast for today. Thanks for listening. And stay tuned for the next episode, which we'll be showing next week, where we will talk more about other things other than Death Stranding. Hopefully. But anyways, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. My name's Justin, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.